Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be teaching how to neatly and perfectly stencil a buttercream cake, just as you can see in this video. Come along with me. If you're new to this channel, my name is Adeola Oni Cake. Before anything, please help me to hit the subscribe button and turn on notification bell so you don't miss out. Let's begin, shall we? My hands are clean, but then I'm going to be putting on my purple glove. If you're following me on Instagram, you know that I'm a purple freak. Okay, so I usually stick my cakes to the board with buttercream. I'm working with 3-layer 9 inches cake, and I'm just going to trim the top of each layer. I'm going to have buttercream in between and then layer them. So I'm working with American buttercream, but then if you're wondering why my buttercream has this off-white color, it's because I used shortening for my buttercream. One of these days I would record my buttercream tutorial so that you can get all the tricks. So I'm just trying to centralize my cake in the board, and then I'm going to put buttercream in between to layer my cakes together, to stick my cakes together or layer the cakes. And then, just like I did before, I'm going to trim the top of this other cake and then put it on the other layer as well. So I'm working with vanilla pound cake and coconut cake. Okay, 3 layers. This one at the middle now is the vanilla pound cake. The one on the bottom and the one on the top are both amazing coconut cakes. Okay, so I have an online course where I share very trusted recipes, and it's at a fee. So I'm going to put the link to the course in the description box, just in case you're interested in joining my online baking course. You can just be a part of it via one of the links in the description box. I also share free recipes on my YouTube channel, so you can also learn from those ones. They are all tried and trusted recipes, whether free or paid. Okay, so now I'm going to have the 3rd layer of my cake coming on as well, and I'm going to trim the top as well. If you notice, I'm using this trimming knife that has wide edge because this one doesn't scatter my cakes, and my trimming knife is from AGEGE cake supplies. Everything I use in decorating my cakes that you'll be seeing on this channel are from GP cake supplies. So guys, you can just check the description box as well, and please patronize GP cake supply. So I'm just going to lightly trim my cakes. That's what I'm going to do, just lightly trim my cakes that way. What I'm basically doing is I'm removing the crust on the edges of my cakes. That's all. I'm just removing the crust on the edges before I crumb coat. Some people do not trim their cakes, but for my buttercream cakes I just like to trim slightly, and then I'm also removing the thick crust on the top as well, and then I'll go ahead to crumb coat my cake. Some people call this crumb coat, some people call this dirty coating or fresh coat. Whatever you call it, it's just a way of sealing crumbs first so that the main covering of your cake doesn't have any crumbs in it. So crumb coating is done so that you seal the crumbs in place before you put the main coating on it. So crumb coating is really important. You can pop your cake in the fridge after this first coating, but I don't pop my cake in the fridge and it's still fine. Okay, so I'm going to put the main covering. This is how I put the main outer part of my cake, the neat part. I gently pipe around it. I'm just having buttercream in a piping bag that has coupler, only coupler in it, and I'm just going to pipe round the cake up to the top until the cake is fully covered, and then smoothing out with my palette knife and then my golden pearl scrapers. My scraper is also from GP cake supplies. Okay, so I just go round until I've covered everywhere. Then I use my palette knife to spread my buttercream a bit before I now use my buttercream scraper. Okay, just go that way, and then I go to the sides as well and spread out the buttercream that I've just piped around the cake. If you're just doing this for the first time, or you've not mastered how to spread your buttercream around your cakes, please don't leave the gaps that I left in my buttercream piping, make sure that you pipe line by line and everywhere is secured so that you don't have any troubles. I can maneuver having gaps in my piping around the cake because I've mastered smoothing out my buttercream on the outer part of my cake. You understand? So but if you're new to this, then just make sure that you pipe all the way around so that you don't have troubles smoothing around the cake, and so that you don't have crumbs coming back when you're struggling with your cakes. You understand? Because that's the essence of crumb coating, and then you have crumbs still coming back on your cake. So I'm just going to use my scraper to gently keep scraping until I have neat surface of my cake. Any place that I see that is empty or that looks like it needs buttercream, I just apply buttercream to it, and with a clean scraper every time I smoothing out. If you watch carefully, you would see me spend so much time, like I focused on smoothing out my buttercream on the sides of my cake. I am a sucker for neat cream cakes, like a big sucker for neat cream cakes. So I'm going to be doing this over and over again, and I deliberately did not trim it off when I was editing this video so that you can see that even if you don't get your cake smoothing out on the first try, there's no harm in trying again and again until you have your perfectly smoothened buttercream cake. So I'm sharpening the edge of my cake. This is how I sharpen the edge to achieve sharp edge. Using my angled palette knife. However, I'm making a buttercream cake with fourth line edge, but at first I just sharpened the edge because there was so much buttercream at the edge and the sides was not straight enough for what I want. So I apply another buttercream, smoothing the top, and then I'm going to just gently smoothing out my cake until it is neat. I mean neat. Okay, so I have other videos on my channel that would interest you. Please don't leave after watching this tutorial. Check out other videos in my channel, and please hit the subscribe button. Tap the subscribe button and subscribe to my YouTube channel, or turn on notification bell. Not all it's important you turn on notification bell so that you don't miss out of the beautiful tutorials, vlogs, lifestyle, and all those good stuff that I'll be sharing and that I share on this channel. Okay, so this is the final part. I'm just going to smoothen it out like that, and I have my smooth cake. Can you see that? That's what you want to achieve. So take your time and make sure that it is smooth. Okay, so now to the main to stencil on buttercream. I'm just going to get my stencil, put it where I want to put it, and I'm going to apply buttercream on the center of the stencil. Okay, this would help you keep your stencil in place so that even if nobody is around, you don't need anybody's help. Can you see that I've just secured my stencil, and then I'm going to apply buttercream to the right and to the left and smoothing it out. Remember, this is buttercream, not fondant or ganache, so you need to handle with care. Okay, as soon as you've secured your stencil from the center, anything else you're doing, just do it carefully so that you don't smudge your buttercream cakes. Okay, just do it carefully. I'm going to apply buttercream to the right and to the left, and then I'm going to smoothen it out. Then I will gently remove the stencil on the side of my cake. So you can use a scraper to smoothen it out. You just use a scraper to smoothen it out after applying, or you can just use your palette knife like how we'll be doing. You can just use your palette knife to smoothen out the buttercream on the sides of your cake, and then hold on for like 1 minute or 2 minutes, and then you're going to remove the stencil from the cake, and you'd have your cake neatly stenciled. Okay, so I wanted it to have the gold effect, so I'm using my manual pump to pump the gold on it. But see it it shocked me. The gold didn't show. Like, I was not looking at it that is it that the stuff is blocked. I was still trying to apply to pump more colors, but on the second thought I was like, is it really necessary? It shocked me. But everything is the design. I wanted it to be gold, gold stencil, but I feel like this pump did not work for that purpose. I can't even explain what happened. So I tried to just pump some dust on what has already been stenciled. The stencil was neat and it stayed, but the only thing is it didn't give me total coverage in gold. But then the gold was, I mean, the effect it gave me was nice as well. So I'm going to be adding my toppers. I'm using these artificial flowers from GP Cake Supplies as well, and I'm also using these 4 balls as well from GP Cake Supplies. Okay, so I'm just going to attach where necessary. I'm using cling film on the edge of my artificial leaves and gold balls on the wire so that it doesn't contaminate my cakes. It's a very simple cake, so I just do that. I arrange the balls and the leaves how I want it, right on the board on the top, and my cake is ready. Okay, I also used brush to paint the tip of my 4th line edge, and then I have my cake ready. If you enjoyed this tutorial, do not hesitate to like, share, drop a comment, subscribe if you have not. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.